The new AMC series, Fear the Walking Dead, explores the zombie apocalypse we know and love from the hit show The Walking Dead. But this time, we get a glimpse at the crisis from the very beginning. And this time, it's set in the highly populated city of Los Angeles. And it's not just a show about walkers. The drama also explores family life, relationships, human nature, and more. And actress Alycia Debnam-Carey, who plays Alicia Clark, joins us now to give us an inside look at the production. So welcome, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So you're just 22 years old and you landed this role on this monster show.
Yeah.
How did that all come to be? Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how did it happen?
You know, a little bit of stars aligning always helps. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I was acting in Australia since I was pretty young. And then I came over to the States when I was 18 and just had really just tunnel vision. And I was just like, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do and for however long it takes. So kind of moved over there and it's funny, it's just, this was something that it just all sort of fell into place quite naturally, yeah.
Any big changes between LA and Australia, some things that you maybe weren't expecting?
I mean, I didn't know anything or anyone when I even got to LA. So for me, it was like, I didn't know how to drive. I didn't have any friends. So it was just like a complete change. I miss so much the environment of Australia. That's what I really missed. I missed like the ocean, getting into the ocean, and just like the kind of the freshness of that.
You can do that in LA.
Well, that's the thing, but it's not the same though. In LA. Like, I remember getting to, like going down to Santa Monica and being so excited. And then for one, everyone being like, don't get in there, there's a lot of pollution. And then secondly, it was freezing. So, yeah, but I mean, otherwise, I didn't like LA at first, but now I really like it.
It takes a little time to grow on you.
It does.
I'm from Southern California, so I may be a little biased. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's good,
I
just
get
enjoy
it now,
it.
though. I love it now. It just takes that little bit of, you know, getting used to. It's quite a dichotomy, LA. It's like that that beautiful, charming sunset, but then it's also like partly because of the pollution that it looks that beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird...
That's true. Just don't tell anybody that.
No.
I've got a tweet here of yours pulled up too. It says, hope everyone's enjoying Fear the Walking Dead premiere. I'm very excited and nervous all at the same time. Thank you for all the support. How do you feel now that the big premiere
I feel
is
nervous
coming
every
on?
single week. I still haven't managed to watch the second episode, and I haven't seen any of the others, and because of press reasons and stuff. But every time one comes out, I'm just equally as nervous because I'm just thinking, God, I hope I'm not terrible. But
well, when you say because of press reasons, they don't let you watch the whole show?
No, just
in case you're going to talk about it?
No, I've just been traveling, and so I miss like being able to see it, and then now I don't have a laptop to see it, and you know, all of those things.
I also heard that you hadn't actually watched the original Walking Dead before signing on to this role, too.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes. I hadn't watched it, and then I got the gig, and I was sort of like, well, I probably should watch it. And so I did, and loved it.
And you became obsessive.
Big fan.
You understand why there's this kind of cult
like
following
3
now?
weeks. It was just 3 weeks of nonstop Walking Dead.
And were you big into zombies and that entire genre?
Not at all. Not that I just didn't think it was really my thing. I'm not a huge horror person. In fact, I was quite turned off horror at a young age. I remember, like, I was 11 and I kind of watched a really scary movie and was super, now I'm scared of horror. And then, so when it came across this, I was like, I don't know, guys, like, gore is not really my thing. But, I mean, what attracted me to this script is that it is about family dynamics, about relationships, and you get invested in the characters from the beginning. And so you find themselves in these situations and you follow along with them, and yeah.
Well, some people actually were a little bit critical too, of when the show originally aired, saying that there weren't enough walkers, that there wasn't enough gore in that first episode, and it was a little slow moving. What do you say to them?
I mean, I expected that. Obviously, there's a group of people that will be disappointed by it, but it cannot be the same show. They didn't make this show because they needed more of the same stuff. Robert Kirkman always wanted to make a show that was a different take on it, and also before everything had started in a different city, and so that's what this explores, and it is going to be a slow burn because that's sort of how these characters come to understand what is going on. You never just like find yourself in an illogical situation and then immediately understand it. You're always trying to justify what it is and why it is like that. So it takes, you know, time for that development to happen, and I'm I really like that. I think it starts out much more like a drama, and more than an action, which I think The Walking Dead really started to carve out that.
Right. And I think for true fans, they want the backstory, right?
Yeah,
you want to know what really happened
yeah.
during that time that he was in the coma and how it all came to be.
And yeah, and also The Walking Dead, they find themselves in a very rural situation quite quickly. This is an urban city, and that creates a whole different dynamic. So, I mean, I personally think it's great that there's more of a slow burn and takes its time, because I think you get to like care about the characters maybe a little bit more quickly. But yeah, I mean, each their own.
That also means that you get attached to the characters perhaps a little more quickly. And people tend to get killed off in shows like these. Even your boyfriend, what's going to be his fate? Your boyfriend on the show. Well, I mean, and at this point, he has the flu-like symptoms. He has a large wound.
Yeah, well, I mean, my character obviously thinks that it's just a flu, and that everything's okay and everyone's sort of overreacting, because again, she's just trying to justify what is, conspiracy theories or a logical situation. But obviously, the parents have a very different take on that. I mean, you're just going to have to, watch next episode to see what happens.
Fine. Vanity Fair actually wrote a piece asking if Fear the Walking Dead had inherited The Walking Dead's race problem, and that black characters are killed off quicker than the other characters.
I didn't see that.
What do you make of those critiques?
That's really interesting. I don't know. I hadn't read the article, so I feel like I need to read the article. Well, I'm not sure. That's a really great question, though.
I guess with so little of it airing so far.
That's the thing. I don't know what I can say as well. Yeah, because there is a lot of... I mean, I guess what this show has tried to do is, represent what is an urban East Los Angeles demographic. And so I think the creators have tried to display a good, display of that. But yeah, in terms of the original Walking Dead, I mean, I don't know that I can comment on that because it's their own show. But for us, yeah, I mean...
You think people should wait?
People should wait, because I don't know that I can say anything, because it's only episode 2.
The whole thing. Have you guys, do you have any kind of a ritual for when a character does get killed off?
Not yet.
Off scene, what you do with the actors? Because I'm assuming it becomes a tight-knit family offset as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, not yet. I know The Walking Dead, they have their own sort of ritual thing, but also, again, our show is a slow burn. So it's not going to be the same pace. You're not going to find, like, people dropping off maybe just as quickly. Our first season is 6 episodes.
That's right.
It's short.
Isn't very much.
It's not a lot. So there is a lot more time for all that stuff to happen.
But it means that that season 2 will come sooner, perhaps?
Maybe. I know we're shooting very soon.
All right, so it's coming up soon. And, I mean, within this family dynamic, too, and the more interpersonal relationships that people get into with this show, there's some heavy-duty topics as well. The character that plays your brother on the show clearly has drug abuse or substance abuse issues. Is that something that we get into in a little bit of a deeper way as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it tackles it, though, I think, in still the realm of that universe, in more of a not how a drug addict copes necessarily, but maybe how Nick personally will, because of the situation he is in, how will he adapt to that new world? And whether, because he has nothing, I guess with my character especially, she's got a lot more to lose, because she's got these ambitions, she's got these hopes, she's trying to get out of Los Angeles, and do something for herself. Whereas that difference with Nick is that he has, found himself on a bit of a troubling path, and so in this situation of an apocalypse, because maybe he is used to dealing with the bare minimum, maybe does he survive better? I think it more relates to that rather than the relapse of a drug addict.
Interesting. And then do you find yourself now entertaining your own fantasies about what you would do in a zombie apocalypse?
I mean,
do you
everyone
have an
asks me
escape
that-
plan? I feel
no,
like everyone always has
absolutely
escape
not.
plans these days.
I have no idea what I would do. I think everyone keeps asking me those questions too, and I feel like I need a really good answer. I have no good answer. I think the only thing...
It depends on where you're going to be
That's the thing.
geographically at the moment.
Yeah, I think the only thing I do know is that because so many of my family and friends and close, people in my life are not in the same place as me all the time, because obviously Australia, I think I'd probably try and compile like a little diary of like, I will try and be here on the 27th of blah, 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 and maybe hope that they coincide with me at some point so we can try and intercept. But I mean, in saying that, I just think I'd probably freak out and run.
Well, are you less afraid now of the horror genre and of these apocalyptic type of movies now that you've been behind the scenes of one?
I've done some of this stuff before, and it is sort of a similar thing. I mean, it comes across as very jarring and gory and frightening, but on set it's actually quite the opposite most of the time, because that intensity permeates through the scripts. You kind of need to keep some sort of lightheartedness, and so it is kind of funny, running through, somewhere in the dark and being chased by something. It becomes sort of like, Universal Studios, like Halloween Horror Nights type stuff. So it's kind of fun, and you need that. You need a little bit more, lightheartedness, because otherwise it's just too intense.
Got to be able to laugh it off.
Yeah.
All right, Alycia, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And you can see more of her in Fear the Walking Dead, which airs on Sundays at 9, 8 Central on AMC. And stick around. More conversations are coming up here on HuffPost Live.